Hey guys, welcome back. So if you've noticed recently, Centerfire had gotten in a whole bunch of M1934 and M1935s. They had them in varying conditions, and some look really nice, some look a little rough, but they had some in good, and yeah, I just opted to go for it. They are CNR eligible, which is a good thing for those of you that are CNR holders. And while I was at it, I picked up a Polish rib top cover for my soon-to-be Polish Circle 11 kit from RTI. You'll see that in another unboxing, as well as some AK-74 firing pins for my Riley Defense barreled action that I'd gotten from Centerfire quite some time back. Video up here in the top right. Of course, yes, I've still not put that together. Anyway, picked up a couple of AK stock screws, picked up just a couple or a few of those washer 10 muzzle brakes, some thread protectors, a couple of other stainless muzzle devices for the AK, the 14x1 left hand, as well as an AMD 65 extended brake for my AMD 65 kit from RTI. So without further ado, we're going to dive off into it. No, I can't talk about pricing or none of that stuff, so we're just going to look at it and see what kind of general condition you guys can expect on things like this, if you are so inclined to want to acquire it. Let me see what's hiding in this box. Okay. Of course, usual, well, I guess I can say usual swag items. Gotta be careful about this because of how things are labeled. It looks like this is probably that 1934. Yep, this is gonna be that 1934. Let me get this very carefully because I don't want to get flagged. Alright, so there is that Polish ribbed top cover. Now the nice thing about this is there is no serial stamping here. So if you're getting a Polish kit, you can have that engraved, stamped, whatever, and have it match the kit. That way at least you can have matching top cover, which I think is kind of nice. Now, let's check out that extended AMD 65 brake. Now, these are usually available through AK Builder, and these are the ones that keep that constant profile of your shorter barrel AMD 65. Of course, to be compliant, once you screw that on, you will have to drill, pin, and weld it. Just so that you have a 16-inch barrel to meet, to not fall within SBR, I guess SBR territory. But been looking for one of those. Glad they have them, so I can snatch up that. So here's just a quick look at. I just needed some. Actually, a buddy of mine ended up with a wasser, and he was wanting, it was actually a Century build, and he was wanting a thread protector to go on the end to make it look more authentic. He recently picked that up, and he actually put wood furniture on it. Made it look really nice, and at the end of the day, he hated the muzzle device that was out on the end. So I said, well, if you need a thread protector, I'll pick one up for you. I'll throw it on the my order. And then you'll have a nice, authentic looking Romanian wasser. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with these thread protectors. I mean, they look brand new. Of course, the muzzle devices, these slant brakes actually heavily covered in oil. There's no markings on them whatsoever. Also, no markings on our thread protectors, but they look plenty good enough to use. So, zero complaints there on those. Set those aside. And then we've got those AK-74 firing pins, those rally defense ones, just in case I happen to break mine when I finally get that thing put together. Of course, those are free floating. And then I picked up a couple of these. Now, if you guys, I don't know if I'll have enough room by the end of this to insert it in the video. If you guys ever noticed when I got that Sporter, that Pioneer Arms Sporter AK, the one with the 20-inch barrel, they had, I think it was a Class 7 depot, they called it muzzle brake. There's nothing really special about them. You know, they're kind of crude, but from my understanding is they work pretty well. So they had a couple of these, which they say are stainless, but it must be a lower quality stainless because it does look like there is a little bit of rust present on it. But you can always tumble these, blast them, coat them however you want, and probably smooth these up because there's some pretty sharp cuts. So these are not well finished. I would definitely advise you, if you're going to use something like this, you will have to smooth these up. So they will require a little bit of filing or whatever, some machining work to smooth those up. The threads look fine on the inside, it's just these slits cutting the sides. And then just a couple of really nice AK stock screws, which are going to be used on something else you're going to see in the near future. So, all that being said, let's check out that Beretta 1934. Now, the nice thing is those are all steel frame. They are CNR eligible, and they are chambered in 380. So that's one of the cool things about those. I need to get this packing slip out of here. Alright. So this is kind of neat. There's actually a checklist here where they go through, they actually put the date, whether or not the grips are broken, if front sight's present, rear sight present, magazine inserts correctly, releases properly, slide locks back on empty mag, hammer functions properly, does firearm function, does the barrel have tension, active rust present, corrosion pitting present, noticeable marring dents, wood damage, appreciable wear on working surfaces, general condition acceptable for inventory. So that's kind of cool. So it looks like they do that based off the serial of every single pistol, or every one of these pistols. So at least you know someone went through it. So that is much appreciated. Now the only downside is, and I contacted my buddy at Centerfire, said, hey, have you guys got extra mags that you can get for these? He said, no, unfortunately we don't. Only downside is the mags are kind of expensive. If you can find them, I think they usually run about 50 a piece. Now this is pretty cool. I will insert pictures in the top left. You see the P Beretta Cal 9 Corto, MO, I guess that's model 1934 Brevet, Gardone, 1949 Italia, the grips marked PB Beretta. And you'll notice those grips are in good shape. We have our serial number, Delta 15117, and it looks to be in pretty nice shape. Now there's a little bit of holster wear, as you can tell, but I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. Magazine marked Cal 9 Corto PB. I have no idea how these take down. We will check it. That thing definitely has some cosmoline present. She is indeed empty. Yeah, I have no idea how to take this thing down. Obviously, I didn't research that before the video, but these grips look nice. Here is the import marking. Here, now this is the interesting part. It says FDI, McKinsey, Alabama, 380 ACP, PB, Italy. And then you see this neat, what appears to be an eagle back here on the back strap. Of course, it does just have your standard low combat sights, so don't expect to be a superb marksman with it. It does have the nice lanyard loop down here, but overall, you know, for less than 3 Benjamins, that's pretty nice. I mean, no complaints from me. I'm trying to see if I can see down that bore. Yep, I might not be able to get a picture. I'll probably have to take this apart off camera since I don't really know how to take it apart. I don't know if that pin comes out. Probably comes out at a particular point, but obviously I don't know what I'm doing with it. But once I do, I'll probably insert a picture of the bore so you guys can see it. But it's just a neat little pistol. Very small, very compact. I want to say it holds like 7 total in the mag, but really nice all steel frame, 380. Good for backyard plinking or even just carrying, I guess, if you want to. Now I do know that RTI's been getting some of these in, but a lot of them are on new production frames for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on with that, which makes them non-CNR eligible. So if you're a CNR collector or a Curio Relic collector, this is obviously advantageous for you. But I think it's pretty nice. The nice thing about these grips is there's a metal frame that goes around the grip here on both sides that kind of protects that grip. And it's on both sides. It goes all the way over and around here. It's just a neat little pistol. I like it. Definitely have to pick me up another mag for it though. But there are other places where those can be found. So it does have last round bolt hold open, or slide hold back, whatever you want to call it. But it's just a neat little pistol. Of course, if you want to release that, you've got to drop that mag. So pretty neat little pistol. Definitely big thank you to Centerfire for that. I do like the fact that they inspect them. And obviously, you know what you're getting. So, of course, they did not sell these individually by serial, but at least you do get you get to choose. You get to choose whether or not they're, you know, or I'm sorry, they did not list these individually. At least you get to choose whether or not you want fair condition or good condition. But anyway, just wanted to share this with you guys today. If you guys got one of these, let me know. Curious to see how yours turned out. I think this one's pretty cool, especially being 1949. I mean, that's pretty old. Not wartime, just right at well, a few years past post-war, but still a very cool piece of history nonetheless. Anyway, just want to share this with you guys today. As always, big shout out to my subscribers, and thank you guys in advance for all your likes, your shares, your comments. Until next time, you guys have a great day.